Hi guys, welcome back to Worsley Fishing Adventures YouTube channel. So this is the first video we've done for quite a long time, and the first video of 2024. I'm out today on my own. Max isn't going to be happy, he's in school at the moment. Down on North Channel at Burry Port, hoping for some dabs and whiting. Got a second rod set up, hopefully for a thornback ray. Just thought I'd do a quick intro. Sun's out, weather's lovely, bit cold, but feeling really nice. So I'll be back in a bit, show you a couple of the rigs I'm using today, some of the baits, and talk you through some of it. Hopefully show you a few fish as well. Be back in a bit. Cheers guys. You can see it's an absolutely stunning day. The sun is super bright though. Bit of a wind coming on. Just got both rods in the water. So today's rods, I'm using the Any Fish Anywhere tournament match rods. These are the original. Bought them from new many moons ago. I know there's loads of different versions since, but I absolutely love these, and got them on with the magged Pen Fathom 15s. Again, brilliant reels. In terms of line, I haven't done much fancy. I've just picked up a brand new long spool of the Shimano Xage from Halton Road Angling. Seems brilliant line, so I've got that on one of the reels, and I've got the Asso Ultra Cast on the other. Honestly, it's not that fussy down here, so I do think whatever you do, generally catch fish. Don't need to be too fussy on the things. So good news is, I don't think you'll be able to see it, but I've just had some bites on the left hand rod, which is the 3 hook for the dabs and the whiting. The right rod, I've got some big baits out there, like I said, hopefully for the chance of a ray. I know they've been having a couple coming out, so I'm going to reel in a few minutes, hopefully show you a few fish, and then we'll go through some of the rigs and baits. All right, I'd had a couple of bites on the first cast. Good news is a few fish as well. So we've got one nice dab, 2 nice dab, and a tiny whiting. So great first cast, triple shot, all on worm and fish baits. I'll get these off the hooks now, back in and measured up. All right. Okay, so just reeled in the first cast on the ray rod. Hadn't seen any bites, but nice little whiting, about 30 centimeters on the top hook of the rig. I'll show you the rig in a minute. It's one Max has made to trial out. Not sure whether you can see, but I cast the other one back out with the 3 hooks. Already had a couple of bites. I reckon there's already 2 fish on there. Seems really good so far. There's a match down here on Sunday. Reckon there's going to be a lot of fish caught. Hopefully now we can have a few more dabs and whiting and then pick up a ray. Gonna have to shoot off in a couple of hours. Haven't got long today because I've got to get Max from school. I think we're going to try and get on the looker for a flounder or 2 then later this evening. But yeah, so far so good. We'll show you some of the rigs in a second. But yeah, another fish. Cool. Okay, so I said I'd try and show you the rigs that I'm using today. So the first one is the ray rig. Now, I've not actually used this one before. It's one that's Max has made to try and catch some rays on, and I'm bringing it out for the first time today. So most of you have probably heard of a loop style rig, so Portsmouth loop, or kind of some people call it the Springer rig. So we've got the lead weight at the bottom, nice 7-ounce lead with the imp on it, coming up to a swivel. I'll show you the hook length in a second. Nice kind of 80-pound line up to a spring with another swivel. Hopefully you can see that against the sand. There we go. So the top hook length, which is a bit different, so it's about 2.5 to 3 foot, coming down with the infinity loop with a nice 3/0 circle, and he's put a dongle on the end. These are again becoming ever popular. I know he's shown how he baits them in some of his other videos. We've got the dongle on the top, and then what he's done on the bottom, so I'll show you this clipped up to the rig rod rest after. We've got another long hook length which goes below the lead, cascade in between to clip on, and then what he's done down here is he's put a big set of pennel hooks on. Hopefully you can see those. So it's probably a 3 or 4/0 wide mouth style hook at the bottom with a 3/0 circle hook on the top of the pennel. Sometimes he fixes them. This one's in kind of PVC tubing. Why he's done that I'm not sure, but I pinched out of his bedroom last night and I'm going to give it a go. I'll show you when I've baited it up and clipped on the rig, and hopefully clipped on the rod rest rather, and hopefully that'll make some more sense. So like I said, I show you when it's baited up. So what I've done on the bottom hook here, which is the pennel, I've put a single sand eel. Not sure why the colour looks weird against the green. Hopefully this doesn't look quite so red. But I've put a single sand eel in there with half a fillet of herring, one of the ones that we've caught and blast frozen ourselves, vacuum packed rather, not blast frozen, wrapped in a section of squid, so hopefully you can see that. And then on the dongle I've gone for a small anchovy with the head and tail cut off, wrapped in a small section of squid with the loop out ready to clip on. Okay, let's get that on the stand and I'll show you it clipped up. Okay, so I'm going to try and show you this loop rig now hanging up, so you can see from the bottom that you've got the imp, so you've got the pennel clip down there. The name of the loop rig is because we've got this big loop of line, and then we've got the dongle braid clipped to that cascade, probably which is about a third of the way between the snood, between the hook. So you've got a big loop. So once this is clipped down, you've got the spring up here under a bit of tension. I like to use a spring on most of the clip down rigs nowadays just to make sure it comes off. Once this hits down, the bottom pennel will fish nicely below the lead, probably about a 3 foot hook length, and the top one then, which is about 2.5 to 3 foot, Max didn't write the dimensions on it, I'll fish above the lead and hopefully pick us up a ray. Like I said, we haven't used it before, so it's a bit of trial and error, but this definitely beats being in work today. Weather's absolutely stunning and catching a few fish. Second cast in with the 3 hook clip down, another nice whiting, probably just under 30 centimeters, see that there, and another white on the bottom. No dabs on that cast, a couple of tidy whiting, both in size. So I'm on a great session so far. I've had 4 casts now and 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 fish. Just wanted to show you, so the left hand rod is the bits rod, so preferably whiting and dabs. Right hand rod is the ray rod. You can see both of them going at the moment. I know it's quite hard with the sunlight. Neither look like a ray though, unfortunately. The right one has just gone a bit slack prior to me filming this, but I reckon it's more dog than ray. Remember, that's 3 hooks on there. It just goes to show there must be a load of fish out there today because they're super hungry, just jumping on anything. But yeah, bites on both. Just going to get the next rigs baited up quickly and swap over and see what we got. I will show you the 3 hook clip that I'm using today and just how I'm baiting that up if you want to come down. Like I said, definitely no dab or a expert on this mark, but we normally end up having a few, so I'll show you that in a sec. So I've just reeled in the other ray rig, using a slightly different rig, again one of Max's as the spare rig. It's a loop rig again, but with slightly smaller hooks, so I can use slightly smaller baits just to cast that a little bit further. Double shot of whiting on this one, so both nice chunky whiting, size 9 boot next to it, so both well over 30 centimeters. Get these unhooked, happy days. I said I'd show you how I'm baiting up the dab rig. So for the dab rig, I'm just using 3 hook clip down. The snuds are quite short, probably 12 to 18 inches is all you need down here. And all I'm using is some manky black lug. So I've got between 1/2 and 2/3 of a lugworm, depending on the size, and a little bit of fish bait. So these lug, we used them fresh on Sunday. Today's Thursday. I've left them out since Thursday and they've gone a bit sticky and manky. So hopefully you can see on the camera, it's just a small amount of worm, probably 1.5 hooks maximum long, and wrapped around with a little bit of fish. They're funny, the dabs down here. Sometimes all they want is a tip off of mackerel. Sometimes it can be sand eel, squid, herring, any fish. So I try and mix it up a little bit. Hopefully you can see that there. So I've got the bait stop up there, one of the Sea Glow Loomies. These are great for glowing in the dark, and I do think they attract the fish a little bit. I'm using red amnesia for my hook lengths, probably not one that I normally use. It's normally clear or Maxima Chameleon, but this is one of Max's rigs that he's tied, and he quite likes the bright colours. So quite a small bait there like that. What's that, probably 1.5 to 2 inches maximum, and I'm just going to do that on the 3 hooks. So next hook down, that was a bit of lugworm and herring on the top. This one's going to be a bit of lugworm and a little strip of sand eel. So hopefully you can see there in the palm of my hand. Oh, dropped. So probably about 1.5 centimetres of sand eel. As I'm looking at my rods, the 3 hook ones bouncing again. It's literally hitting the water today, and within kind of 5 minutes starting to get bites. I see loads of people get a bite and reel in. Seems to be wherever I go, not sure why. If you're using 3 hooks, I've had a couple of doubles and a triple shot already today, as I've shown you. If you just leave it there, if you've got a nice big grip lead on, lead will sit in the tide, you'll attract more fish. Leave the bites, fish to a clock. There we go, there's the second bait, probably about 2 inches. On the final bait down here, I've got a slightly bigger bit of lug on this one just because it seems to be extra sticky and gross. And this one's going to be wrapped in a little bit of mackerel. So yeah, going back to the bites, you want lots of people fish quite light down here. I normally fish quite heavy with my leads just because of the amount of double and triple shots that we have down here. So if it's nice and gripped in, the first fish will come on and it shouldn't move your lead too much. If you're fishing a 3 or 4 ounce gripper down here and you get a dogfish on your first fish, it could well possibly pull it out. The tide's quite strong in the middle of the channel, so as soon as it's pulled out, it's going down, it's not really fishing. So again, just leave it nice and gripped in. If the line does go slack, I'll try and tighten it up and see if the grip lead's re-tightened. If it hasn't and it's just floating down tide, I'll probably pick it up and reel it in and see what's on there. But yeah, nice and easy. Like I said, 3 small hooks, these are size 4s, just a bit of black lug, bit of fish bait, a bit of a bait stop. Hopefully we'll have some fish on that in a second. Another double shot of whiting. These beads really seem to be working today. It's meant I haven't had to type bait stops as well, which is great. Thanks Max for the rig. Alright guys, sorry the video ended a bit abruptly there. Clearly having issues with our GoPro battery. I've ordered some fresh ones now as it's happened, 2 videos running. Really good session, only fished for just over 2 hours and had lost count, but it was around the sort of 20 fish mark. Sadly no rays, so although I think that rig could work, the one that I showed you didn't work today. A couple of other people fishing, they didn't have a ray either. Please like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you to Seaglow Fishing Tackle and Angling Ambition Custom Rod House. See you all soon.